As part of the AMP Up series, I'm going to give you, in this particular set of videos, articles of the Constitution of India. I would like you to use this series of lectures to amp up your preparation. If you are amping up your preparation, I suppose uh, you are definitely not having any missing links. So what I'm basically trying to do in this amp up series is that giving you some videos which are not intended to make you learn things firsthand. Rather, they are there to ensure that you're not missing out anything from this segment. Like I'm doing articles and about 100 articles in a few videos that I'll be sharing with you. And those 100 articles, I suppose, will give you an idea, hey, these articles have been in news and then might as well I should have known it. Maybe you know all of them. But then there's a possibility that 4 or 5 articles from a particular perspective you may have missed out. They will cover it. I don't want you to drop everything and watch my videos here. What I want is that you use this as a break. When you're doing something and you want to go for something else, you want a break, watch this. Watch it fast forward. And wherever you think that, hey, there is something which I missed out, please watch that carefully and have that covered. So that is the basic intention of this AMP Up series, giving the fact end of your preparation. And I'm sure they're going to be very useful. Without wasting much time, let's get into action and start talking about it. And the first one I have got here is that Article 1, India is a union of states, and I'm sure you know about it. And then this has been in news because of the name Bharat that they have been talking about. And from that perspective, I suppose we should be looking into that Article 1. Article 3, that we have got Parliament can alter a state's boundary. I'm not into that explanation of this, but this article has been in news. Statehood of Jammu and Kashmir was there, and for this was in news. So I think we should be careful about it. Article 13, that we have got definition of law, amendment, and those things. Article 13 is very significant, and then changes in those IPC coming in of BNS, and then I think when BNS came, and then when we have got what number was there, what is 1862, and how the whole thing is now stands in 23 and 24. So those facts, I suppose, I like you to freshen up in the mind, because law, definition of law, has been in news. Also try connecting its relationship with Article 368, and that will be an interesting reading. I'm sure you already done it. Just reminded. Article 14 has been in news. Prohibition of class legislation has been an issue. And then UCC, Goa, UK, they have been in news. I'm just trying to kindle those facts which are already there in your mind. And if not, you probably will read it. I'm not into the first-hand teaching anything at this stage. Article 15, Clause 6, there we have got 103rd Amendment that we have got, EWS, prohibition on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, and place of birth that we have got. And then this was so much in news because we had in 2004, Chinaya case that we have got, subclassification was illegal. In 2024, this article again came into news, State of Punjab versus Davinder Singh case. And in that, this was so much in news. So Article 15, subclause 6, Supreme Court observation on that, and then states can subclassify, and those debates have kept this article in news, and I am assuming that you should have followed that. Article 16, I would say, that residence can be the ground for reservation in employment, that we have got that aspect of it, and only Parliament can make changes in that. Local reservation in private jobs. The state of Haryana was in news, so I think from that, Andhra was also in news. So I like it to pick up from those perspectives. Article 16, Article 17, the absolute one. There were some issues of entry into temple, entry into dargah, and also those Dalit rights in Odisha. There are some issues which has kept this Article 17. Untouchability provisions, they were in news, and expect that you have got some idea about it. Article 19, the reasonableness of restriction on the freedom of speech and expression, that has always been there. Press freedom has been so much in debate, and then in reports coming from various agencies about India's status of freedom of press, etc. I think uh, the context I have in my mind is that AI generated content, and then AI and then labeling on that has been an issue around Article 19, and I think you should have followed that. Article 20, self-incrimination, that we have got protection against self-incrimination, and then some ED-related cases, Supreme Court had some observation. So I think one has to be careful about that protection that you have against self-incrimination in this regard. Article 21, it never ceases to uh, draw attention from the question setter. It's always been there. And then the angles that I suppose you should have looked into is that right to privacy, uh, right to be forgotten. That's a new angle that has been there for some time. Then also personality right. I think there was a very interesting case that we have got, Anil Kapoor wala case, and I think we may have followed that. Menstrual rights that you have got also getting covered. I think in January this year, 2026, this had come. I suppose you should have taken note of that also. Article 21A, 21A, 6 to 14, 0 to 6, Article 45, all those kind of connections that we have got. And then education for the rights of the children, that is something which I like you to keep in mind. Article 22, preventive detention, that has always been there. And then in this was in news with respect to Telangana, this was in news with respect to Manipur, that we have got preventive detention laws are being challenged, and they have always been in controversy. Article 22 also is highlighted for that purpose. Then we have got the next one, Article 23, compulsory services for the public purposes, that we have got. Uh, I think forced labor, or traffic in human being, and this has been in news where some Supreme Court of India tried looking for some guidelines in this process for the issues of surrogacy. And that is something which I expect that you can keep in mind. And that could be another angle to look at it. I suppose we have got some more articles, Article 25 there. And then in that Article 25, public order, morality, health, and they have always been in news. But then of late, there has been debate about anti-conversion laws that we have got. Um, 12 states have got it. There's a famous case, a Stanislaus case, I'd like you to keep in mind, where conversion is not covered under freedom of religion. So I think conversion is something which can come from inside. People can convert, but nobody can convert somebody else. And that aspect has been in news, and that affects the law and order, and the states have been making laws. To my understanding, 12 states have already made law on that, and that has been in news. 26, also to be kept in mind, a right to manage affairs. That is, I suppose, that has been there with respect to the temple board, Waqf board. They have been so much in news, and I think I like you to keep this article also in the list of things that you have done with care. Article 29 covers all citizens, not only minorities. And then that Article 29, linguistic rights was the angle on which this was being talked about. Mother tongue and the new economic policy that brought 2020 brought the whole thing into light. It's to, when you define minority, on what grounds that you define minority, and that angle can be an interesting angle to look at. Article 30, that we have got minorities can establish institutions, and a state will be. I think a state has got its own respective role. Uh, Aziz Basha case, and I think recently that we have got AMU case, that has brought this Article 30 so much in the limelight, and I expect that you should have followed that also. Article 32, always in news, heart and soul of the Supreme Constitution of India. Supreme Court of India has been using it on a regular basis. Uh, and this was in news because of petition on digital media. And SLPs also, I like you to keep in mind, not directly with this, but then I think that SLPs also hold a lot of relevance in this regard. Apart from that, Article 39, 39, 39 B and C in particular, that we have got, 14, 19, 31 C, a relationship of all these that we have got. And Minimization of the concentration of wealth, that's something which they have been talking about. And this has been in news because of the debate on wealth tax that we have got. And how it is stands now. And that's something which has to be kept in mind. Article 15, 16 can also be connected with it. Article 44, UCC, I'm sure you have followed that. And in some states like the one which have gone for it, like UK government, Uttarakhand has taken up from 2024, and also we have got, uh, I think it became effective from 2025. And then what are those mandatory legislations required for this? I like you to look into that. Also, Goa case in this regard can be something that you can keep in mind. So I'm going to keep this lecture somewhere around 10 minutes or so. That gives you a good break between two readings, that your two revisions and two tests that you've been doing, and then you can watch these videos, and then you can share with your friends also, and get an idea as to, hey, is there something I missed out? This is a quick amp up series that I have got. I'll take the next series in the next video that is coming up now.